Prime Minister issues instructions aimed at easing traffic congestion in the corporate area, urges tourism leaders to embrace disaster resilience, and welcomes the addition of new housing developments in Clarendon. I'm Anthony Morgan with these and other news stories in Jamaica House Weekly. To ease congestion in the corporate area, police and transport officials have been instructed to implement more efficient traffic management and diversions. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave the directive Wednesday during a meeting with senior management from the National Works Agency, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and a construction firm China Harbour Engineering Company, Czech.
The government will be putting in place the necessary measures to ensure that the public can get to their destination on time and with sufficient ease.
Among the measures are an increase in signage and alternate corridors for roads where construction works are taking place. Prime Minister Holness also instructed the authorities to increase communication with the public.
There should be visibly a level of urgency displayed by the officials to ensure that this matter is addressed.
And as a follow-up to the Prime Minister's meeting, Minister Darrell Vaz was dispatched to Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing. As he urged the public's patience, Minister Vaz said the dissemination of real-time information and installation of additional signs and alternative routes would be implemented. Shortening the construction time for the 3 miles road is also being explored.
So we're also looking at working hours and the possibility of night working so that we can reduce the 8 months to a lesser time based on what we know, and of course with Christmas coming.
Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Carl Samuda, also weighed in on the traffic issue.
The inconvenience that you might be suffering now is the kind of inconvenience that is going to give, it's a sort of sweet pain. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to get in and out, in to Kingston and out back home in a very short while. Communities are going to mushroom throughout the length and breadth of the country, bringing relief to the overcrowded situation in the corporate area.
Minister Samuda was representing Prime Minister Holness at 2 National Housing Trust events in Clarendon. He visited Longville Park to hand over keys for the Longville Vista and Longville Court housing developments. The communities are also in line to receive a health centre and a school. Minister Samuda also broke ground for Money Musk Glade at Jacksonville in the parish. Through a partnership with the Sugar Company of Jamaica Holdings Limited, the National Housing Trust will be delivering 84 serviced lots. Of that amount, 50 lots will be set aside for sugar workers and their families who were previously living on the land.
Housing is not a privilege. Housing is a necessity, and it rises almost to the level of a right of every citizen to have a secure roof over your head. And the government is determined that by the end of this term, more people will have that security. Not only the roof over your head, but security of tenure.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has thrown his support behind the regional tourism leaders' move toward disaster resilience management. Asserting that building resilience in the tourism sector is crucial to sustainable development, Mr. Holness endorsed the establishment of a Global Resilience and Crisis Management Centre. The centre is to be housed at the University of the West Indies, Mona, and aims to assist global tourism destinations in preparedness, management, and recovery from crises that threaten economies.
We must embrace the opportunity to show leadership in coherent policies so that we can overcome constraints and seize opportunities.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking at the Global Tourism Resilience Summit of the Americas on Thursday at the UWI. Minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, Mike Henry, was also on the road last week. He toured the soon-to-be new home of the Jamaica Information Services Television Department at South Odeon Avenue in Kingston.
Having been asked by the Prime Minister to oversee this aspect of the office of the Prime Minister, I want you to know I attach great importance to it. And I don't think I know anybody who attaches more importance to communications than the Prime Minister.
Back at Jamaica House, Prime Minister Holness met with the Ambassador-designate for Cuba to Jamaica, Inez Forrest Fernandez. During Wednesday's courtesy call, the two spoke of deepening the 45 years of diplomatic relations between their respective countries. Mr. Holness reiterated Jamaica's unwavering support for lifting the U.S. embargo on Cuba. He also committed to continuing cooperation programs in health and education. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.